Since you guys responded to the Having Autism in School video so well, it's only natural that I follow up with this, the Autistic Interests tier list. We gathered a list of some autistic special interests, and we're going to rank them from trash, which means it is awful and you should retire having that interest, to goated, meaning if you have this topic as an interest, you're Chad and base for life. Caution, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree with the rankings, feel free to comment why, rather than having a meltdown because of it. Now with that being said, let's go! The first autistic interest is cars. If you have a hyperfixation on cars, you're valid. I mean, who doesn't like cars? They have 4 wheels, they're fast, and they're just fun to drive. But hey, I ain't gonna drive as fast as how MKBHD did. My love for cars started when I played racing games like Need for Speed, Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport. The sense of speed provoked in those said games was satisfying as hell, and these games introduced me to car brands including luxury and hypercar brands such as Audi, BMW and Mercedes. My dream car I need right now is the BMW F80 M3 in black. So yeah, this goes straight to goated tier. Collecting plushies. Depends what plushies you're collecting. If you're collecting Pokemon plushies, yeah, you're finishing, you should get in the bin. The only values I see in plushies is adding extra comfort to my bed. That's it. It's a mid-interest. Dinosaurs. And autism classic, isn't it? I am pretty sure that almost every single person on the spectrum has been obsessed with dinosaurs at one point in their lives. Dinosaurs are big, mysterious and dangerous creatures that will eat your soul if they existed today. In fact, let me not jinx the possibility of dinosaurs resurrecting from the dead realm and ending us all. This infatuation probably brings back memories from the moments you fell in love with dinosaurs. You probably went to the museum as a kid and saw a Triceratops fossil skeleton for the first time, or you watched kid dinosaur shows like Dinosaur Train or movies like Jurassic Park, Land Before Time or Walking with Dinosaurs. It trapped you into the deep lore of the dino world. And who can blame you? Big lizards equals awesome, so it definitely goes to awesome tier. Sonic. Sonic should get its own category considering the levels of autism it can activate, and I don't know why. It's just a hedgehog that can run fast and collect rings and speed or whatever. The only thing I hand stamp approve of Sonic are the games and the games only. The rest are just filler. Sonic goes to okay. Language learning, arguably the most valuable interest on this list. Neurodivergent individuals who have language learning as an interest automatically unlocks most of the globe in terms of communication. They will never have to struggle with the treacherous language barrier if they're traveling. So if they're in, let's say, Japan for example, they don't need to use the cringe Google Translate just to order ramen. If people are talking crazy about them in their language, they will know, make no mistake, so you better keep your thoughts in your head. I tend to see that autistic individuals pick up languages easier than most people, but don't quote me on that as it varies. And is it just me, or do nationals genuinely love it when foreigners visiting their country know how to speak their language? Like if you speak their language fluently, they instantly adore you and treat you like a treasure. So people who have language learning as an interest enjoy those benefits. Me personally, I am not into language learning as I am lucky to have English as my native language. I mean, look at the facts. English is the most spoken language by native and non-native speakers. So I think I'll be fine. But I'll give language learning an okay since I see the value, but it's just not my thing. Dragons. Dragons can get an awesome tier. Such fascinating creatures. Whoever came up with the concept of dragons, I owe you a fist bump. Anime. I like anime, but I don't like the fandom around anime. Like they do too much. I don't have a problem of you cosplaying as your favorite anime character. But if you're out here on Discord servers crashing out and insulting people because they don't agree on your opinion on Goku being stronger than Saitama, or even worse, you owning things like this or this, then that's where we have a problem. Anime is awesome, but the fandom ruined it, so I'll put it in okay. Online multiplayer games. We're the most competitive, basement dwelling men thriving. Only in multiplayer games where you have the most unhinged individuals in one lobby. I can't enjoy online multiplayer games because there's always those tryhards that ruin the fun for everybody. Mid. Go get a job in the train industry or something. Speaking of trains, the next autistic interests are trains. Now this is an autism classic right here. Trains have always been so appealing. Something about long interconnected vehicles running on tracks plotted exclusively for them was so cool to me as a kid. They still appeal to me now. There's a charm to how train tracks are integrated into urban and rural environments. Rather than wide and protruding asphalt roads, Train tracks require less peripheral surface area and thus can be integrated more seamlessly and efficiently into their surroundings. I live in London and all the trains have such a wonderful sound when they move. It's just so satisfying to hear. Yeah, trains are goated. If you like trains, you're valid. Art. When I think of art, I think of that one girl in art class that was so good at drawing. You almost wonder if they are blessed by the creative deity or something. And yes, she was on a spectrum. People who have art as an interest see everything as art. They could take my dirty room as creative inspiration. They are that impressive. Drawing or painting ain't easy, but I just love seeing people draw amazing pieces. I mean, who doesn't? Art is just wonderful. But there are some artists on Twitter who waste their talent on stupidness and draw the most freakiest art of cartoon characters. And when I see it, it just makes me want to eat my microphone. But all in all, art is an awesome interest. Fashion. I feel like fashion and art goes hand in hand because it takes a creative brain to make some cool fashion pieces. They're both in a creative category. However, I can't help but to not notice how A-list celebrities ruin fashion as a whole. Like, what is my man wearing? How come they wake up and think it's a great idea to wear this trash? But hey, I guess fashion is subjective since it's an outlet of expression. And it's definitely so cool to have fashion as an interest, so I'll put fashion in awesome. Music. Music goes straight to goated tier. Music is the closest thing to heaven on earth. I don't think I have ever met or heard anyone who honestly dislikes all music. Now yes, I am aware that there are certain types of music that people are into and not into. I could be into Playboi Carti music, no pun intended, and the guy next door could be into this. It's down to personal preference. But if you dislike all types of music, then are you even a human being? Even aliens will bump some Kanye West and a bit of Mozart. Speaking of Kanye, the next autistic interest is Kanye West. Now let me get this straight. I am a fan of Kanye West, not Ye. We lost Kanye West after he dropped the album Donda. I ain't a fan of Ye as he has been having these deranged crash outs recently and I don't approve of any of it. So as a Kanye fan, I will put Ye in trash but Kanye West in go-to tier. There is a big difference. American animated sitcoms. We're talking Family Guy, South Park, Rick and Morty, The Simpsons. This is going straight to mid as I have heard of it but I haven't watched any of the episodes. Yeah, I pissed off a lot of people putting this in mid tier. Hello Kitty, trash. Only female weeaboos are into this. They're the type to own clothes, mugs, plushies, bubble bath bottles, toys, outfits, everything about a cat named Kitty White. Being part of the kawaii culture is cringe and should be abolished straight away. Sorry Sanrio fans, I didn't mean to hurt y'all feelings, just not my thing. Politics. You have politics as a special interest? Wow. I just don't get it as I personally don't care about politics. I will never talk about what my political beliefs are since I've done absolutely no research to have a political foundation. People who are into politics spend most of their days watching political videos. Their favorite Twitch streamer is probably Destiny or something. If you're into politics, never come near me. I am not the guy to be having a discussion about the political and economic state of the world right now. This is going straight to trash. Sims 4. Neurodivergent individuals who have Sims 4 as an interest always use this game as a reference for their 4,000 word school essays. Seems like a chill game for chill people, so I'll give it an A-OK. Animals. It depends what animals you like. I am a big fan of monkeys because they like bananas and I also like bananas. I am not a big fan of the pit bull, Rottweiler or XL bully owners because having those dogs give them a feeling of confidence that they could never acquire organically. Your dog does not make you tough, my guy, chill out. Animals are okay at best. I will not consider them to be awesome. My Little Pony. My Little Pony, My Little Pony. My little garbage trash take. Get straight to the garbage, mate. True crime. If you're into true crime, you're definitely a naturally negative person who's constantly paranoid when walking at night. Like there's no way you're a normal human being if you're interested in how humans have been brutally deleted from life. You're constantly exposing yourself to the dark side of humanity. How can you stay positive? But to cut you some slack, I have watched true crime here, so I do get the appeal just a little bit, which is why I shall put true crime in OK. Ancient Egypt. The civilization that existed thousands of years ago, where they built the pyramids for pharaohs and spoke in hieroglyphics and mummified the dead. People on the spectrum who are into ancient Egyptian history probably have better mental health than 99% of the population. I am personally ain't into ancient Egyptian history, but I like the artifacts and art which are displayed in museums. So I guess ancient Egypt as an interest is okay. Maths. If you're obsessed with maths, you're probably the best budgeter out of everyone in your family. You file your own taxes. You know your numbers. Maths actually has immense value, believe it or not. People believe that maths is the language of all understanding of the universe. And it is. So if you're good at maths, you understand the world better than anyone else. However, I was never particularly good at maths, plus I hated maths. So in terms of how much value it can bring, it's definitely goated, but as an interest, it's generally trash, I am sorry. Weightlifting. Weightlifting is base. I personally enjoy weightlifting. There's something about hitting PRs on a bench that gives me the rush. And weightlifting is a valuable habit to have because it's part of training and exercising, which is an objectively healthy habit to indulge in. And it develops the muscles and the mind, which is a bonus as well, as how else am I going to flex my aesthetic for the girls? I can bet that most neurodivergent people have a home gym because they're quite anxious to go to an actual gym where there's multiple people. I can't relate as the gym is the only social environment I go, but all in all, weightlifting is goated. Star Wars. What's so cool about Star Wars? It's just some sci-fi slot. Why are they swinging glowing sticks like they're having a weird kung fu dunk show? Why am I even saying this knowing damn well I haven't even watched a single movie of Star Wars? Am I missing out, y'all? The people who are over obsessed with Star Wars probably just despise reality and always want to escape to the alternate futuristic universes that they live in. And there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I ain't with it. Mid. Greek mythology compasses the myth and legends of the ancient Greeks. A rich tapestry of stories featuring gods, goddesses, heroes, and monsters that has profoundly influenced Western culture and art. I will give Greek mythology mid, as Zeus is a cheater and he should not be trusted. Cartoon Network franchises. Valid interest. My favorite show in Cartoon Network is either Scooby-Doo or Regular Show. I feel like everyone who's in Gen Z has at least grew up watching Cartoon Network. And I can confidently say that nobody hated it. If you hated Cartoon Network, man, I genuinely feel sorry for you, as there's no way. How can you hate masterpieces like these? Straight to go to tier. Pixar franchises. Pixar is also awesome because they are responsible for making the Cars franchise and the Monsters Inc. movie. Like I mentioned before, I like Cars. And you can tell that I like Monsters Inc. because of my boy Mike Wazowski. I mean, I always use him as a character in my thumbnails and videos. He's just such a cute little fella. Honorable mentions include WALL-E, The Incredibles, and Toy Story. Man, I loved Toy Story 1 and 2 as a kid, man. Even 3. This brings back the memories, man. It's gonna make me cry. It's just such a shame that Pixar's new movies could never top the old classics. That's why I frequently rewatch the old ones, and I never get bored of them. So I'll definitely put Pixar at awesome, as is awesome. Physics. How can you be unironically into physics? Like, it's so mundane and boring, just like maths. Physics is basically the maths version of science, so of course it's dull. The only thing I remember about physics is Isaac Newton's third law of motion, which states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Everything else about physics just makes me want to sleep on the table. Trash. Trees. Trees is such a wholesome interest. There is literally a term for people who are not only just interested in trees, but attracted to trees in some way, and they are called... Is that supposed to be a bad thing, as the term insinuates kind of a negative connotation? Who cares anyways? Trees are lovely, beautiful, and awesome. Rubik's Cubes. There is a great high in solving a Rubik's Cube for the first time. It's just unfortunate that I've never experienced that high since I haven't solved a Rubik's Cube despite my many hours, days, and months of trying. So just get to the point where I just dash that Rubik's Cube in the bin and give up. But if you're into Rubik's Cubes, you're probably a great problem solver. I would say Rubik's Cubes are okay. It would be goated if I solved one. Outer space. People who are into outer space study quantum physics and rocket science unironically. They're the type to believe in outer space conspiracy theories and watch sci-fi movies. I don't see the appeal. Probably none of us will ever go into space in our lifetime, unless if you have a spare 250 to 500k laying around for commercial space tourism. So why care about outer space if it's so unattainable? I am worried about what I'm going to eat for dinner, not outer space. Mid. Playing instruments. Playing instruments is so base, especially if you master that said instruments. Alpha males always say to never put women on a pedestal. Nah, I put pianists on a pedestal. I don't know why I see people that are really good at playing an instrument as such celestial beings. Maybe because music is the closest thing to magic. Let me also add that I played the drums ever since I was a kid, so I do have a bias when it comes to playing instruments. Definitely a goated interest. Amusement parks. Straight goated. As a kid, I always believed that amusement parks were heaven on earth. I always looked forward to visiting amusement parks. At the time, I saw them as a fantasy paradise. I remember throwing tantrums after I would have to leave the amusement parks. I wanted to stay there forever. Even now, as a grown 21-year-old man, I still like amusement parks. The interest has never left me. Definitely goated. Aviation, basically vehicles that are in the air and stuff. There's something distinctive about airplanes that is just so gratifying. When I am inside an airplane at around 5,000 feet up in the air, I look down to see the clouds and the world down, and it just gives such a beautiful view. When you're in the window of an airplane, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's absolutely awesome. WWE, pro wrestling. I had a friend that was into the WWE so much. He was an Undertaker fan, and he would bring his collectibles to school to play with them. And he role played as the Undertaker a lot. You would really see my man do the rest in peace sign when somebody pissed him off. He was a cool guy though, and yeah, he was on the spectrum, just like me. I used to be a fan of WWE back in the day. Who remembers 09 Orton? 09 Orton carried the WWE during that year, man. Awesome times, awesome interest. Vampires. Ew, why would you be into vampires? The only time I'll actually accept you being into vampires is if you talk about Hotel Transylvania or Vamp Playboy Carti. Other than that, that's a disturbing interest. Get another interest. Trash. Pokemon. If I see with my own two naked eyes someone collecting Pokemon or playing Pokemon Go to this day and age, I wish to be Stevie Wonder. Pokemon is so mid. I really do not get the appeal. Psychology, the field where you knock on people's minds and see what they're thinking. Do you know what I'm thinking? I am thinking that psychology is absolute garbage and you should mind your own business. Speaking of thinking, chess compasses a lot of thinking. I see the people who are into chess as lazy geniuses who have boring lives. Their lives is just all about chess, but at the same time, they understand life more than anyone. Same with people who are good at maths. Someone should file a petition for the greatest mathematician and the greatest chess player to have a boxing match. But yeah, chess is mid, because I am stupid. Dance, straight to golden. Dancing calms my soul. It's not just moving the body, it's connecting to your spirit. Dancing is my favorite interest of all time. You will see me dancing in a bathroom, kitchen, and even hallway. There are no limits. Horror movies. What a stark contrast. Horror movies are trash because they are scary, and the ones that are not scary are garbage, so it's trash. Same with making YouTube videos. What a disgusting interest to have. I mean, how could you wake up and decide that sitting down on a desk and making faceless YouTube videos was a bright idea? Literal cringe. Harry Potter. I'm gonna exclamus this to mid. I do not care. And lastly, strategy games. Ghost is trash straight away. That's pretty much my ranking of every single autistic special interest. I know I've missed a lot more, so if you guys want me to do a part 2, blow this video up. I want to see 100k views on this video and 10,000 likes, then I might consider making a part 2. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you paying attention. These videos take so long to make because I don't have an editor to edit my videos, at least not yet. So I appreciate you supporting me throughout the channel. We're up to 100k subscribers. Join the Patreon and channel membership if you want. And yeah, thank you for watching.